Hey guys, it's Firestone again, and I hope you have been enjoying the videos I put up for you guys. Sorry it's been a while since I posted the last video. It's just I haven't had that much time, honestly. It's more just work that I've been keeping me away from making you guys videos. I haven't even had time to make any more fanfiction chapters, so that is gonna put me way back in the wings. But I've had a lot of ideas, which will actually probably start in a new fanfiction story, or even make the next coming chapters that I'm going to post out for you guys even better after chapter 7. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing something different in my video. I normally never put any images during the reading portion, but I made a little exception for today. There's a certain scene which I could not really describe to you guys perfectly without making it sound odd, so I found a picture from Shinny11, who does animatics a lot, and I have to say thank you once again to her for allowing me to use this picture. Okay, without any further ado, let's get into chapter 4 today, and I actually have a few things in the works for a few chapters which will be coming up soon. I'll stop rambling and let's get straight into this video. The next few days had been well for Marinette, no Akuma attacks. Though Cat Noir had stopped a few muggers, Ladybug hadn't made an appearance yet. Tiki hadn't cleared her for jumping around on rooftops, and being in school was just as hard for Mari. After fainting when Shot had visited her, Tiki told her everything. Her head still hurt, but she saw everything in the next dream she had, and relived every moment, and then come to terms with it. But seeing Adrien's green eyes were still hard to see, and he started acting weird around her for a few days. One afternoon, a few weeks later, Marinette was helping out in the bakery. Her parents were dealing with a huge order, so Mari had to watch/run the shop. There was only the odd person or two who came by for a pastry. She couldn't wait for tonight. She was going to go out as Ladybug, even if she couldn't fight just yet. Being out in the city at night was the best part about being Ladybug for Marinette. The lights of the stars combined with the glow from the Eiffel Tower was a wonderful sight if you see it. The whole world just seemed to take on a whole new light, so to speak. Marinette, could you please grab the door for us? Her mother called from the back of the bakery. Sure, Mama. Marinette helped out her parents finishing the order for a client. They had picked it up in their own vehicle. Hootie, you should go upstairs and finish your homework. Then after dinner we can play video games. Mari ran upstairs to finish her homework, and then after that she worked on a few new designs she'd drew a while ago. Time passed quickly. Marinette was once again in her room after beating her father each round they played. Another hour before she would normally set out as Ladybug, but first she had to convince Tiki she was able to do patrol again. Tiki, please, the doctor said my back is in alignment now. Just sore still. So please, I want to go out for patrol. As her Kwame hovered around Mari with a look of discontent. Marinette, I know how much you love going out at night, so as long as you don't fight. Thank you, Tiki! She squealed, carefully hugging her Kwame. Though Tiki hadn't finished her sentence, she was just glad to see Marinette happy. Tiki smiled at Mari as she walked up to the stairs to her balcony just above her bed. Tiki, spots on! Tiki was sucked into her arms. The red glow surrounded Marinette as it had done tons of times before. Mari smiled with her costume on. She was finally Ladybug again after so long, and it felt like years to her, though it had only been a few weeks. She jumped out using her yo-yo to fly through the city, starting her patrol. She flew past Notre Dame, and soon swinging past Adrien's home without realizing it. Ladybug really only wanted to be free as her confident self. Being Marinette, she had always been afraid to let the other side of her be free. But as Ladybug beneath the mask, the wall she never knew she built up had disappeared, and her usual awkwardness melts into nearly thin air. Adrien's point of view. Adrien was in the confines of his prison, actually his house. He sat on his bed looking at a picture of his mother. The blonde boy dragged his feet lazily as he walked over to the window. waiting for the chance to roam free as Cat Noir, being untethered from all expectations of his father. And as Cat Noir, the mask he had built up as Adrien to please his father was gone. Adrien could try to be anyone he wanted under Chat's mask, and no one would care. No one ever thinks a rich boy being happy is out of the ordinary, so Adrien started to act happy even when he wasn't. But only at home he could be down, like he really was. Ever since his mother disappeared almost a year ago, Adrien was trapped. His father wasn't always there, and even when he was overly distant. How could anyone be truly happy, being trapped in his own home, always alone, unless you're doing some lesson? Plague sat atop of Adrien's pillow, watching his buddy while scarfing down cheese. Even if he didn't show it well, Plague cared deeply for his friend. "Kid, are you alright?" "Oh yeah," he answered half-heartedly. He couldn't stop thinking about Marinette and this lady. "Like, what am I gonna do?" "Adrien, do what you want. But remember, even as a shot, there are limitations you can't overcome without thinking about if the choices you made were right or wrong, and making the choices to fix any harm. But first, think about how you feel about what you did, and how she reacted. That's the best you can do for now, until you fix this mess." Adrien sighed, knowing Plague was right. He wanted to see Marion repair the damage she had caused, yet couldn't bring himself to go through with that. The fear of hurting her more loomed in his head. He could still picture Marinette's eyes, the glow of fear in her beautiful blue eyes. His mind had gone blank, and he wasn't thinking about what he was doing at the time. But he knew that was only an excuse he convinced himself was true. As she had told him to leave, Adrien knew that there was no way he could face her again, at least as Shad, even just as Adrien was rough on him. From the night he had spent with his princess as Cat Noir, the first time he really saw how amazing Mari was. She seemed to be able to talk to him without stuttering or being overly jumpy and flighty. He loved seeing her more passionate and somewhat brash side, as if she wasn't scared of him as Shad. Seeing Mari was the highlight of his nights after his personal patrols. Sometimes Mari made hot chocolate, and they would just sit on her balcony for hours, just talking about school or what was ever on their minds. For him as Shad, being with Mari gave him a little bit of strength, almost as if he was sitting next to his lady. And little by little, he saw how much Marinette was like Ladybug. But he saw Mari as an amazing girl. He could be himself around, even if he couldn't take off all of his masks. He didn't or couldn't bring himself to care. Adrien's heart had been pulled in two different directions because of the two women he cared for, Ladybug and Marinette. As for Ladybug, he was worried if she was alright. She hadn't been on patrol for a few weeks, though if they shared patrol nights. Every night he didn't see her worried him all the more. She looked so pale the last time he saw Ladybug, and Adrien feared that she was gone. Just the thought of losing his lady sent him into despair. Then he saw a red figure flash by his window. His eyes instantly widened in joy, knowing Ladybug was all right after all. Adrien turned to his Kwame with a look of determination on his face. "Oh, just say it, kid." "Plague, claws out." Cat Noir jumped out into Paris looking for his Ladybug. He knew at some point he would spot her. Ladybug / Marinette's point of view. Ladybug was storming past dozens of houses and took a break on top of a building. She panted, completely out of breath. Her back was fine, but her body wasn't used to zipping around Paris with a magic yo-yo anymore. She sat down in the center of the building's rooftop, looking out into the city. What am I gonna do? I don't know if I can face Chet anymore. Fighting with him against Jet had barely helped at all. What if he finds out who I am? What if he does find out who I am right now under this mask? What if he thinks to merely ruin the image of Ladybug? And how will we work together if he does know who I am? Mari's gazing at the stars. Cat Noir finally caught up with Ladybug. She normally would have been halfway done her patrol before taking a break. Ladybug stood up to continue her patrol, swinging off again. And Chat knew where she'd be going next and could easily beat her there. 10 minutes later, still Ladybug's point of view. The feline superhero was on top of me. His emerald eyes shone in the moonlight. They felt like daggers, piercing through my soul. I looked up at him, scared of what he might ask or do. I had started my patrol jumping around Paris. I took the break sooner than I normally would have. I wasn't looking, and then Shed tackled me to the ground. I haven't moved an inch. I still see that night flashing before my eyes every time I see Cat Noir. I can't even ask him about it without revealing who I am. Kitty, what are you doing? She asked, trying not to tremble. Shh, lady, he said softly, staring into her blue bell eyes. Mary couldn't bring herself to look at his eyes. Just seeing Adrien's head shiver down her spine. With Cat Noir on top of her was terrifying, not knowing what he might do, was tormenting her. Though Chat was scared as Bug might have died. She was so pale, and left so fast the last time he saw her. Ladybug, please answer me. Are you alright? Kitty, I'm fine. Just get off of me. My lady, I'm worried about you. Bugaboo, where have you been? I haven't had time to leave, but please drop it, she replied, still not glancing at him. Get off of me. Lady, we both know that's a lie. You said that you could always make time to be here as Ladybug. I'm not moving until you answer my question. Chat, please drop it. Ladybug was on the verge of tears but controlled her emotions. Chat bit his lip to calm himself. He looked at Ladybug. He cared for her so much and knew she was hurting and wanted to do something to help her. I'm sorry, but I can't. You looked like a ghost last time I saw you. You look so close to death. How should I react to seeing someone I care about like that? We're partners. I can't stop Akumas without you. I was so scared of losing you, Bugaboo. Kitty, I can't tell you why. Bugaboo, do you even trust me? After hearing that, Ladybug looked at him. Pissed that he could or even would ask such a question. Chet, I trust you with my very life every single time we fight. But if I try to tell you what's going on, you'll know my true identity, and I will not put my friends and family in possible danger by revealing who I am. Kitty, she answered, tears streaming down her face and nearly yelling at the top of her lungs. Bugaboo. And that instant, he remembered that exact look she had. It was Marinette's reaction to him kissing her. His eyes widened, and he knew all of this was his fault. Kissing Marinette caused her to become her. He realized that he was the reason his lady was so confused and scared right now. He jumped up and was no longer close to her. She sat up perplexed. Chet trembled. He could see past her mask and saw Marinette. Oh my god. Kitty, what's wrong? Princess. Marinette gasped, horrified. He knew who she was. The tears flowing like a raging waterfall. She took a step back, yet couldn't make her legs move any further. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to find out. That's the same reaction you gave me when I kissed you. Mary covered her mouth. She couldn't stop shaking. Her mind raced faster than her heart was. Chet didn't know what to do. But he knew he couldn't stand here any longer without saying what he wanted to be, without saying what he wanted to say. Mary, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have kissed you, not like that. But I wanted to tell you that, well, I guess I fell in love with both sides of you. He looked down at the ground. I'm so sorry. If I hadn't kissed you, you never would have been hurt. Mary didn't move. She stood still. He was so passionate and looked so scared just to tell her how he felt. Chet closed his eyes for a moment, scared if she would either run away or slap him. He opened his eyes again, looked at her. She hadn't moved except for lowering her hand. he knew he had to take one more risk. Adrien walked closer to Ladybug. He stayed 1 foot away from her, though. But how do you feel about me? Kitty, do you care about you a lot, in fact? But I also think about someone else. I don't want to break your viciousness, she wailed as her left arm covered her chest over her. I don't know who you truly are, and I don't even fully understand or completely know the other person I think I may love. Right, do you want to know who I really am under my mask? To make it fair, and I do know you, but not as Cat Noir. Give a thumbs up if you did like this video, and subscribe if you want to hear more. I hope you'll tune in real soon for the next video.